The Clinton campaign has accused Russian President Vladimir Putin of leaking stolen DNC emails to help Donald Trump's candidacy. Juliana Goldman has a closer look at Trump's connections to Russia and its president that go back years. She's at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Juliana, good morning.
Good morning. Questions about Russia's involvement in the DNC hack loomed over this entire convention. Donald Trump has talked about Russia being a hot business climate, and he's been trying to bring his brand to Moscow for decades. Most Americans might not know Russian pop star Emina Galarov, but at the end of this 2013 music video is a scene that looks very familiar.
What's wrong with you, Emin?
A cameo from Donald Trump sitting in a boardroom.
You're fired.
Galarov is the son of Russian oligarch Arasa Galarov, a Vladimir Putin ally who is worth, according to Forbes, $1.3 billion. The Galarovs run the Crocus Group, a Russian real estate development firm that helped bring Trump's Miss Universe pageant to Moscow.
You look at what's going on in Russia and Moscow, you look at how it's just booming and how well it does.
The 2013 pageant remains Trump's most successful venture in Russia.
Mr. Donald Trump.
When he returned to the U.S., he said he had a relationship with Putin.
I spoke indirectly and directly with President Putin, who could not have been nicer.
Our next president, Donald J. Trump.
Nearly 3 years later, Trump changed his tune.
I never met Putin. I don't know who Putin is.
Over the last decade, the tycoon has had at least 3 potential real estate developments in Russia, but those plans never got off the ground. In a 2007 deposition, he spoke about plans for a Trump International hotel in Moscow and meetings with Russian businessmen. It's ridiculous that I wouldn't be investing in Russia, Trump said. Russia is one of the hottest places in the world for investment.
I will tell you right now, zero. I have nothing to do with Russia.
But Russians have bought Trump condominiums and partnered in Trump developments in Manhattan and Fort Lauderdale. Those deals were partially financed by the Bayrock Group, which has connections to private Russian money.
Wouldn't it be nice if we actually got along, as an example, with Russia? I'm all for it.
Trump's financial disclosures do not show any Russian assets or investments.
And I'm proud to stand by our allies in NATO against any threat they face, including from Russia.
But that hasn't stopped the Clinton campaign from making an issue of his Russian connections.
I think I'd get along very well with Vladimir Putin.
From his stated fondness for Putin and policies that would empower the Russian leader to advisors who have made millions from Russian oligarchs, like campaign chairman Paul Manafort, who worked for Viktor Yanukovych, the ousted Ukrainian president and a close Putin ally.
So to be clear, Mr. Trump has no financial relationships with any Russian oligarchs.
That's what he said. That's what I said. That's obviously what our position is.
It seems Putin is also fond of Donald Trump. He is a very vivid man, very talented, no doubt about that. But this is not up to us to decide if he is worthy. It is up to the voters in the United States, the Russian leader said last December. WikiLeaks is threatening to release more damaging information, which would only fuel speculation that Putin is trying to help Trump in this election. More questions about Trump's financial ties to Russia. Gil, many of those questions could be answered if Trump released his tax returns.